has two components. The first component are the benefits you get, and the second component is the cost you pay. So, for example, this bottle of water, if I'm thirsty and it costs me $2, that's good, because the benefit of taking away my thirst is worth $2. So I got more than I paid. If it was $2,000, I would have to be very thirsty before I bought it. So we're always looking for value when the benefits exceed the cost. And what that means is that there are two ways in which we can create customer value when we sell. We can increase the benefits, or we can decrease the cost. They're both ways of creating customer value. And I want to talk about the balance between them. But the test of value is, will a customer pay for it? Because that tells you, did the customer see more benefits than cost? That test is a very good one, because I find when I talk to salespeople and I say to them, the old job of selling was value communication. The new job of selling is value creation. They think I'm talking some crazy language, because that's too abstract. But here's an interesting idea. If I create value in a sales call, the customer should be able to write me a check for the call, because the call was so valuable. That's the test. A sales call that creates value pleases the customer so much that the customer would write a check. And I find that very interesting. Perhaps the most useful thing that you can take away from this session is a very simple question that you should ask your salespeople all the time. If one of your salespeople is going to make an important call to a major customer, talk to them before the call and say, why would the customer write you a check for the call that you are going to make? And if they don't have a good answer, they don't create value, they're a talking brochure. You need to have your people making the kind of sales calls where the customer would be so pleased that they would write a check. Remember, we said there's two types of value, benefits and cost. There are two types of buyers. There are the buyers that buy on cost, which we call intrinsic value buyers, and the buyers who are buying the benefits, who we call extrinsic value buyers. Complicated labels, but I'll change them very soon. The intrinsic value customer already knows the answer. They know what they want. They're likely to call you and say, how much will it cost for you to give me this type of product with this specification? They're very cost focused, and they don't even want to talk to salespeople. So you say, can we come and sit with you and talk to you about your needs? And they say, unnecessary, just email us a proposal. How many of you have customers like this? Yeah, most of us have some customers like this. Yeah. So the extrinsic value customer is different. They're focusing on how the product is used. They don't know the answer. They have a problem. They want to spend a lot of time with salespeople, and they'll pay a good margin to someone who can solve their problems. Now, the economics of this are very interesting. For the intrinsic customer, how much value can a salesperson create? Very little. For a customer who already knows what they want and is buying on price, the salesperson can't create much value. So we need to have a selling model which is a low-cost model, because the customer's cost sensitive, the salesperson doesn't create value, and we have what we'll call a transactional model. But for a customer who is extrinsic, who wants help and advice, we have a much more expensive model that we'll call the consultative model. Now, I just want to look at the difference between them, and then give you an explanation for why we voted for opposite things. For the transactional customer, the way we create value is we make it very cheap to do business with us and very easy. For the consultative customer, we create value by giving them expertise, help, and support.